Alright guys, on today's episode of the Shop series, we're going to be working on two identical Peterbilt semi-trucks. We will be reconditioning these trucks for sale, and I'm going to take you along the process on how we take a used truck and bring it back to life for the next owner. First, we'll start with a decon wash, and I'll take off the decals, followed by some color correction to restore some of this faded red. I'll polish up the grille, and Pop is going to paint the fenders black and give this truck a nice classic clean look. There's lots of ways to take off vinyl stickers, but I found the best way for these semi-trucks is to use the rubber eraser wheel. As the wheel turns, it grabs onto the vinyl and pulls the sticker down. It's kind of like using your thumb. And if it's done correctly, you can take the vinyl off without damaging the paint. Any leftover glue residue that you see here can just be wiped off with a little bit of isopropyl alcohol. Now, normally my client that I do the big rigs for has a guy who polishes the metal for his trucks, but I just picked up some new Zephyr polish and I'd love to test some of it out, and this is a perfect candidate. Now, I'm still learning on how to metal polish, and I have a lot to learn, and I don't feel educated enough in the process to explain just yet, but trust me, I will get there. Alright, Pop is going to start prepping the fenders for the color change, while I'm filming the next episode of the Prelude series. I've been really busy with the shop and stuff, but trust me, I have a lot of cool Prelude stuff coming. Stay tuned. After sanding down the fenders, Pop will do any body work before moving over the primer. Most of the time on these fenders, it's just rock chips, but we've gotten a few that have cracks in the aluminum or the fiberglass, and we have just about all the tools needed to fix those materials, and we hope to expand our tools and knowledge and work on all materials in 2021. Alright, if you're paying attention, you'll notice we didn't take the headlight off at first, but we do right before our last stage of primer and blocking. I also get asked a lot of times how come we don't mask everything during our primer stages. Well, we like to lay our primer on pretty thick, and we keep the air pressure down to minimize overspray. And about 99% of the time the vehicle still needs to go through detail in order to be buffed and polished, which will remove any of the overspray. After a few coats of primer and blocking, I'll start the color correction process before we move over to paint. After removing the vinyl stickers, you'll notice that it had etched itself into the paint, leaving a ghost-like image. After doing a test pass with the Meguiar's M110 compound and a yellow foam cutting pad, I wasn't liking the results. Although it brought back some of the gloss and the red, you can see where the old vinyls were, and it's still lacking depth. So I went and I grabbed the DA with a 3000 grit disc and sanded the panel. Then I buffed the panel with the M110 and a wool pad, and man, that's looking a lot better. Please note, before we do any work on a vehicle, I go around and I use the paint gauge to determine how much material I have to work with. In this case, the truck read anywhere between the 5 to the 7s, which in most cases is enough to wet sand and buff. Now remember, as a detailer, it's my job to use the most least aggressive approach to reach the client's desired results. Now I'll follow with M210 polish before applying a wax. Okay, now that I've found the process that works for this truck, I'm going to continue around the entire vehicle and adjust my pad and product according to how the panel responds. Now, the truck has already been washed and deconned, but before and after each panel, I'll spray it down with my water and isopropyl alcohol mix just to remove any compounds or polishing oils before I apply my wax. Using my Max Shine M21 buffer with a foam cutting pad, I'm going to work the compound into the panel. Now, I'm going to let the buffer do all the work, as I am just the operator. I'm not pressing down hard, I'm letting the weight of the machine along with the long orbital throw work the compound around. On oxidized paint like this, it's important to blow out your pad in between passes to ensure that you're not moving around any dead paint. A lot of times these trucks' windscreens are sticky and have so much road grime on them. Using a clay bar or even a steel wool with some O&R really gives them a good cleansing. Now, Pop is just about ready to start spraying the fenders. He's going to do 3 coats of color and 3 coats of clear. Alright guys, it's like deja vu over here. Remember when I said we were doing identical trucks? Well, that other Peterbilt just got dropped off, and we're going to be doing just about the same work. The fenders on this truck are a little bit more beat up, and instead of black fenders, we're going to do a red on red for this one. It looks like someone had done a quick repair on the fender. We'll take care of that, and then I'll take off all the stickers. Pop is over there wet sanding the other truck. It's kind of cool to see a before and after in person. The black truck is just about ready for pickup with a few more final touches. Man, it's crazy what a color correction could do to a vehicle. It could really change the way it looks. I will be repeating the same steps that I did on the other truck for this truck. That is a very nice color.
Yeah.
I'm digging that. Red on red, it looks good though.
Yeah, it does, man.
Well, that's going to be a wrap for this episode pretty much. Now, both trucks are looking good. We did an interior detail. We painted both fenders on both the trucks, along with a color correction detail. Pop thinks that the red on red one will sell before the black on red one, which I think will. So, drop in the comments, what do you think? Both me and Pop enjoy doing these semi-trucks. They're definitely a bigger type of job, but hey, they are worth it when it is finished. I appreciate my client Mike for allowing us to work on these trucks, and we definitely learn something new every time. And that's it for today's episode of my shop series. I'll be painting the front bumper of the Prelude in the next episode, so stay tuned for that one.